What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me doing the top 5 PvP teams right now in the game as of January 2024. We're going to be going over the top 5 teams that I think are the most meta teams in PvP right now, going from number 5 all the way up to number 1. If you guys enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to like and subscribe. Your boy Amazing's on the road to the 50,000 subscribers, guys, and we're already at 41,500 subscribers. So definitely make sure to hit that sub button and like the video. Now, with that out of the way, guys, let's hop in and let's actually go over each team. So what we're going to do is I have, as you can see here, and I have every team following this little image right here, going from 5 all the way to number 1. So we're going to be talking about all these teams in this video, and let's hop in with the first team, guys, being the number 5 team in PvP at the moment, which is going to be the human team right now, guys. So as you can see, this is the team that I think is the number 5 team right now in PvP. So LR Escanor, Blue Roxy, Transcendent Bond, and then backline Green Arthur, and also either like maybe Green Awakened Easton. Let me actually pull up my game, guys, and we'll kind of talk about the characters you might want to swap out on the team, and also kind of how the team really works. Alright, guys, so this is the team in the actual game here that you can actually run. So it's going to be LR Escanor, Roxy, Transcendent Bond, Arthur. Now for the backline here, you can actually run Awakened Easton backline as well. Remember, Awakened Easton's also going to give you basic stats for human allies whenever you defeat an enemy. And then another thing as well is that she removes 2 ultimate move gauge from the enemies at the start of the enemy's turn, or at the end of the enemy's turn, right? So the moment that their turn ends, it is when they lose their gauge, which is really good because then they're not able to get their ultimate, and it's going to be a really good way to actually counteract kind of an ult rush meta. Right now, though, the thing is with the meta right now, guys, it's really kind of CC oriented, man. If you go first in PvP right now, you actually have a lot of success. There is one team on this list that does not need to go first, and we'll kind of talk about it when we get to it. But in general, though, man, every team kind of needs CC food right now, man. And the problem with the human team is that they don't have like crazy CC, and if they were to even go first against some of the top teams in the game, it's really hard for them to kind of push through with how strong the new top teams are. And we'll kind of talk about it when we get to it, man. But yeah, so for this team, though, LR Escanor, you guys know LR Escanor is super insane. He has this passive here where he applies Eternal Flames. I mean, I don't really need to explain LR Escanor. You guys kind of get the idea. The man hits super hard, and he is the main DPS on the human team. Now, for the second character here, Roxy, she's going to be a great character because she's actually allowing the rest of the humans to be able to do an extra 300% of the hero's initial attack as additional damage. So we kind of get a damage after the initial hit effect, which is very strong that Roxy's able to do. Along with her Holy Relic as well, Roxy just hits super hard. And then we have Transcendent Bond here, where Transcendent Bond is going to be a really strong character, applying the debuffs on the enemy, and then being able to use Market Concentration to actually lower the crit chance of the enemy too can be very valuable depending on the enemy you're facing. And then again, as I mentioned, guys, either Arthur or Awakened Easton backline, mainly because Arthur gives the extra HP in the back, but Easton actually is providing basic stats when you get killed. So it really does depend on who you want to, kind of run for the backline. But in general, I do think that this is probably the best human team variation at the moment. So let's actually hop into the number 4 team in PvP. Alright, guys, now for the team number 4 in PvP, let's actually hop into it. It's going to be the unknown team. So as you guys can see, there it is, the unknown team, man, with Tyr, Hell, Albedo, and Nanashi. The team doesn't really have any like interchangeable characters, really, guys. I feel like this is the best unknown is gonna get, and right now, man, unfortunately for unknown, they kind of have fallen off in the meta a little bit, man. The main thing with unknown that they kind of struggle with right now is the brand new Arazen Demon King Meliodas. Like, he really does kind of destroy this team in that he has the cancel stance to kind of counter Albedo. The moment he takes out Hell, he doesn't really have to worry about her, and even when Hell is still alive on the field and they get Source of Pains, the Demon King Meliodas team is able to cleanse all the debuffs, guys. So it's very strong against this variation of the team. Tyr isn't really doing too much against like the Goddess team right now in PvP, guys, and also the Sins variation of Demon King team. And it really is hard to kind of fight those teams with this variation. But Unknown's still very strong, and you can still clutch matches with Hell. She's still able to do a lot of damage. Albedo with the counters can still do a lot, and people do forget how strong she's able to do on her counters when she does have a ton of buff stuff. And so that is why I do think that the number 4 team is going to be unknown. And I would pull up the game to show you guys alternatives, but honestly, I think this is the best variation of unknown you're gonna get. So I don't really think I need to pull up the game here to kind of show you guys variations of the team, man. But this is pretty much the main team that I actually recommend for the unknown variant. So this is gonna be the number 4 team in PvP. Alright guys, now hopping into the number 3 team. We have two number 3 teams here. This is 3.5 and 3. So the 3.5 team is actually going to be the going second alt rush team. So Fraudrin on the team with Demon King Melly, Demon King himself, and then Red Malasila backline. Now the reason why this team works so well is that this is the only team in the game right now that can go second and win in PvP very easily, right? You know, obviously Unknown, as we kind of talked about, guys, doesn't have like the craziest CC, and even compared to like the human team, they don't have too much. But Unknown does not have as low CC as this team. This team can actually always go second and pretty much win every fight. And the reason why they're able to do this, guys, is because Fraudrin is able to alt rush the team by him dying. Whenever Fraudrin dies, he gives 5 ultimate move gauge to the allies. So Meliodas and the Demon King are both going to get their ultimates. If you have high dupe ultimates on both these characters, double ult from the Demon King and Demon King Meliodas is going to guaranteed one bang no matter who you're facing. And then Malasila from the backline is really strong, because even if they kill Fraudrin and in the following turn they try to go for an alt removal, they have to kill Malasila because they cannot touch Demon King Melly or the Demon King himself, because they, you know, will have the Malasila revive if one of them are targeted to die. So that is why this team is super strong, and I think is going to be a really good variation of the Demon team. But I don't think it's as good as the other variant, guys, which we will show right here, which is also the number 3 slot, which is just another variation of Demon team. So instead of having Fraudrin and Malasila right there, guys, we actually do swap Fraudrin for the Estarossa, and we swap you know, Cusack in for the Red Malasila. And the reason why this team is super strong, you know, as you guys know, Estarossa applying the debuffs, man, he's able to get the basic stats because of the encroachment and also the darkness stacks. Meliodas and Demon King are very, very strong characters, guys. Demon King getting the rank up on the turn 2, Meliodas cleansing the debuffs, getting the rank ups when he gets all creation, and then obviously Cusack backline lowering the enemy's critical chance and critical damage while also increasing attack related stats of the team. This is a very, very strong team, guys, and my number 3 team in the game right now. So I do think that these teams are tied, so I have it as 3.5 for this team, and then 3 for the other Demon team right here. So it's really up to you in terms of which variant you want to run. I do think that this one's going to be a lot more consistent, especially if you're in a mirror match. Like, let's say it's this team versus the Fraudrin team. If you're running the Estarossa variant, if you use Estarossa to kill Fraudrin with his relic, you will actually win the fight against that variant. So that's the thing with that, is like this team can easily lose against other Demon teams with Estarossa, which is why I actually do rank the Estarossa Demon team variant higher. And because they have really, really good CC, they're able to out CC a lot of other teams, and it's just a strong team in general, guys. So that is going to be my number 3 team in PvP right now. Alright guys, so moving on to the number 2 team we have in PvP right now, guys, is going to be the Goddess team, man. So Goddess team is going to be my number 2 best team in PvP right now. Now the reason why the Goddess team is super strong, guys, is because they got a lot going for themselves. You know, Tristan backline obviously giving 45% defense related stats for the Goddess characters. You have Blue Margaret, which is going to be giving a bunch of basic stats while also giving the crit chance, crit damage when in LR. And then Queen Elizabeth herself is able to have a stun cancel stance while being able to have gauge reduction within the first 2 turns because of light intervention, and she's able to deal a ton of damage while being able to run Tarmia Link as well. So she has a lot going for her as well. And then Mael here, guys, is just an insane character because he's able to make it so, you know, you cannot stat lower this team. They cannot be lowered at all in terms of any stats. So, you know, Seeds of the End from Demon King Melly, you know, defense related lowers on this team, attack related lowers from Transcendent Bond. None of those will work against this team because Mael has the part of his passive where he actually does completely nullify any, you know, stat lowering effects. Now in game here, guys, I'll actually pull up in game the team variant here. So let me switch over to my game. So yeah, in game here, guys, in terms of the other characters you can swap out for these characters, I do think that the Elat, the green one that actually did release, is a really good backline as well on the Goddess team. I do think that Tristan is going to be the number 1 slot because you kind of want to run a tanky variation of Goddess right now, and I think that is the best variant you can run. But this variant right here with Elat backline is going to be really nice for damage. You know, you do lose a lot of CC right there, guys, going from Tristan to Elat. And the thing is too, is my Elat doesn't have like full costumes and full dupes or anything like that, so she obviously has room to improve. But in general though, I do think that like Elat as a backline is a really good substitute if you don't have Tristan, or vice versa. If you have Tristan, then definitely don't use Liz or Elat, I mean. And then if you don't have Elat, then you would or if you don't have Tristan, then you would want to use Elat, right? That's kind of how it goes. But regardless though, overall, the Gods team is great. You know, as I mentioned, the stat lower immunity from Mael is super insane. You know, the fact that you have the, you know, the stat lower immunity and also the grace effect for the 20% damage dealt, but being able to not be stat lowered in PvP, guys, is just a broken ability, man. I mean, you know, the fact that Mael has that is insane. And then Elizabeth herself with the light intervention, you know, she gets the, you know, attack related stats per Goddess Wrath. You know, she has the damage dealt. She works with a lot of other characters as well, like the humans, the 7 deadly sins of the goddesses, but mainly Queen Elizabeth is going to be run on the goddess variant, but she is just a great character. And then again, Margaret is super strong. You know, you have the basic stat build up, you also do have the crit chance crit damage build up, and then in general her cleanse card is very, very strong against a lot of the meta. And yeah, I mean, she's just a really good character. And then again, as I mentioned, Celestial Elap backline or Tristan backline, regardless of who you run, guys, the Tristan one I would say is a little bit better, but they're both really, really strong variants for the team, and I think this is the number 2 PvP team in the game right now. Alright guys, now hopping into the number 1 team in PvP here, guys, it's going to be, and this is kind of a given here, but the 7 Deadly Sins team, guys. This is the strongest team in PvP right now, and the reason why it's super strong is because it is the strongest and highest CC team in the entire game right now. As you guys saw from all the other teams that I showed off in this video, if we look at all their CC, none of them are as high as the team, as the Sins team, right? None of them are as high, and the reason why is because this team has so much going for it. You know, 70k CC from Melly, 70k CC from Transcendent Bond, 70k from Merlin, you know, 72k from Escanor. Melly himself actually can get to like 75, 76, you know? So like without True Awakening, these characters are just the highest CC characters in the game, right? And then you'd look at, you know, Infinity Merlin's Relic, you look at Transcendent Bond being on the team applying debuffs, you know, Eller Escanor with the CC backline and coming out where he's able to work with Transcendent Bond. Like this team is just super insane, guys. So let's actually hop on the game here and I'll give you guys some, you know, character swaps you can probably do on the team, and we'll kind of talk about that. Alright guys, so this is the Sins team here pulled up in PvP. Now in terms of the characters you can actually swap out on this team, guys, I do think that if you don't have LRS or backline, that is completely fine, man. You don't need LRS completely, and I do think that you can run Infinity Merlin backline and swap LRS for maybe Chad King, you know. And we also do have another Chad King coming out fairly soon in the game, so that could be another character that could be runnable too. You know, I don't know for sure if the new Chad King is going to be better than the old one, but regardless, you do have a lot of options in that you can run a Chad King in the front and then have Infinity Merlin backline. Now let's actually go over the reason why this team specifically is super strong. If we look at Infinity Merlin's Relic, guys, this is one of the very strongest relics that we have in the game right now. They don't have the blue coloring on some of the text here, but decreases all enemies damage taken by 3% up to 30% for every debuff applied to all enemies, and if all allies are of the 7 Deadly Sins heroes, including the secondary slot, all heroes participating in the battle will have their basic stat increased by 15%. So Merlin is actually providing a 15% basic stat bonus while being able to give you up to 30% damage reduction per debuff, right? Up to 3% per debuff up to a maximum of 30, right? And that works really well with Transcendent Bond because he's already applying the attack related lower debuffs in his passive while giving you 20% damage reduction for the team and an extra 20% for himself. So Bond really has a lot going for the team there too, while being able to increase the HP related of the team too with the double market concentration and the snipe card. And then for Demon King Melly, guys, obviously Demon King Melly is the best PvP character in the game right now with how strong he's able to be. You know, he has the cleanse, he has the energy of darkness, the basic stats for all the allies being applicable, he has the all creation buff which gives him the cleanse, the rank up, the attack related. So much going on with this Meliodas that makes him super strong, and you know, he's going to be a staple on this team. And then again, till we move to the backline here, Eller Escanor is the highest CC backline that is a 7 Deadly Sins character, and so he does fit the role in that he's giving the bonus from Merlin's passive to where she's able to work completely well, right? And that is the idea for this team, guys, in terms of, you know, building it out. But yeah, man, that pretty much covers all the teams here in PvP, guys. So I hope you guys do enjoy. Let's go from the beginning, guys, and we'll go over all the teams again. So the number 5 team, guys, is going to be the human team, in my opinion, with Green Excalibur Arthur backline, Transcendent Bond, Roxy, and Eller Escanor. Now for the number 4 team, guys, we're gonna have the unknown team with Nanashi backline, Albedo, Hell, and Tyr in the front. And then if we actually move on to the number 3 or 3.0 3.5 team, we have the alt rush variant where it's Fraudrin, Demon King, or Demon King Melee, Demon King, and then Malascula, and then the regular variant which is going to be Estros instead of Fraudrin, and Kusak instead of the Malascula. And then for the number 2 team, guys, we do have the Goddess team with Tristan or Ela at backline with Margaret, and then we also have Queen Elizabeth and Mayel. And then the number 1 team, in my opinion, guys, is going to be the 7 Deadly Sins variant where you have Demon King Melee, Transcendent Bond, and then you have Infinity Merlin, and then LR Askinor, or you can run a Chad King in the front and move Infinity Merlin to the back. So I hope you guys do enjoy the video, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you guys think about the list. Do you guys think another team is going to be higher on the list or lower on the list? Let me know in the comment section below. But with that out of the way, guys, I'm going to see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out and have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.